Would you guys ever just say, yo, fuck this country, let's just move back to Africa?
It's easy to say that, but you can live in two places at once. We put a lot of money into the Canadian economy as Black people. We need to start sending that money back home.
Back home, okay.
And that home is Africa. We all know that's where we all originated from. No matter where you're from, that's where you came from.
Caribbean, too.
Yes, everywhere. Yes.
Most Caribbean, they don't claim Africans, eh?
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's bad. It's so bad.
You're like the only one I know that actually claims, that, yo, I'm actually African.
Yes,
most Jamaicans, bombo clad.
Just don't get canceled today.
They get really offended.
E-Transfer Podcast.
Welcome to E-Transfer, the hottest podcast in the city. You already know we're back at it again, man. Oh, my days. I'm your host, Julius 101.
I'm Yoni. We keep popping. We keep it chill. We keep it at you, baby. You know the vibes.
Damn, that was a hell of an intro. More Millie, your turn, man.
Hey, Mo Million in the cut. See how short it was?
Loki, I need another intro still. Mine is whack.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. All your intros sound like you guys are about to shoot up someplace. I was kind of afraid for my life. Not gonna lie.
Wait, have you ever heard Mo Millie before? Like any other Millie?
Have you ever heard Julius 101?
Yeah.
I haven't heard any. I haven't heard any.
His is crazy though. Yours is actually crazy.
What's crazy?
Keep it popping, keep it twirling, keep it like body. You're not from Chirac.
Even popping, keep it trail.
Alright, anyways, let's,
I want to hear your intro one more time.
Here,
Julius.
huh?
Let me hear your intro one more time.
Hey man, say man. Anyways, that's for another channel. But today we're here with very special guests. Guys, introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Miss Daisy. I call myself the eccentric eclectic expressionist, which essentially means that I express myself in many different ways. I am a model, an art director. A model art director. Sorry, model art director. I own a magazine called Safe Haven, and I just launched my channel, Chatting with Daisy, which is a personal blog. So make sure you guys check it out.
Yes, sir. Make sure you tune in, guys.
Make sure.
Can you beat that intro?
Huh?
Can you beat that intro?
I'm waiting for you to introduce me properly so I can introduce myself.
Nah, I'm gonna let you introduce
Thank you
yourself. All right, go.
Julius, you're not even gonna hype me up or anything?
What
That's
do you
what I'm
want?
waiting for. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Podcast, Julius.
If you can't beat hers, we gotta kick you out.
I don't appear on any podcasts.
All right,
I got you.
go.
Talk to him.
Drum roll.
Talk to
Okay,
him.
let's see. Go.
Look it up. That's it?
Guys, we're here with Lucy. Anyways, let's start. Now, play. Introduce yourself, though, you know?
So since Julius can't give a proper introduction, I want to let you guys know. My name is Lucy. I go by Lucius. You can call me Queen Lucius if you know.
We said it at the same time.
I'm an activist. I'm a businesswoman, as you can see, obviously. I'm also a braider on the side.
Okay.
And I'm also a speaker, but I do many things as well. You know what I mean? A lawyer on by day. I was kidding. A doctor by night.
Talk your
You got
shit.
different capes.
Oh.
You got different capes.
You know what I mean? But, that's just, besides the point. We can talk about that another time.
We love it. A woman of many talents.
Of course,
love it.
Have
We love
to.
it.
I love how you guys have, like, everything. Like, you guys have a lot of, stuff going on, you know? Like, Mo only just has one thing. Too.
I have nothing, man. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling, man. I'm homeless right now. I'm just chilling.
Okay.
It's actually crazy still how you guys have a lot of stuff going on, you know? So I rate that about you guys. But let's get right into the topic. So today we're going to be talking about mental health, in the Black community. Is it normalized or how do you guys feel about that?
If I don't mind, I'll go. For me, mental health has always been something so stigmatized in the Black community. I find like a lot of people tell me the same experience where their family kind of dims down depression, stress, anything that has to do with isn't happiness is seen as dismiss it. But I feel like that stems farther back because, we always go back and say, oh, slavery, this, that, and the third, but I think it goes deeper than that. I feel like it has to do with the fact that a lot of us are still holding on to the idea of fault of what happened in slavery. We're still holding on to the emotions. We haven't let go truly, and I still believe that we all are slaves. It's just more normalized.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can't truly escape something without admitting our faults, forgiving ourselves, letting go of the past. Like we're holding on to slavery like so tight. Like let's let go and start, delving into new modern ways of dealing with mental health. That's my take on it.
Yeah. It's hard to let go though because
it is.
like I don't think we'll ever get over it, But You how do you feel about that?
We will.
Eventually.
I'm gonna bring it right back to you. Actually, I was gonna answer it, but then I thought about it.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Before I go, you go.
I was just gonna say that it's hard to get over it, like especially what happened to us. You know, like we see racism every single day. Like for me, even at my work, you know, the coworkers might not know it, but we see it every single day, and like the stuff with the cops like shooting black innocent men. So that's
police brutality and
yeah.
stuff. Definitely. No, I totally understand that. I understand. Like I'm not saying that we should just let go and forgive. I think that sometimes forgiveness is not needed. And that's an unpopular opinion, but I feel like sometimes we just got to move forward and kind of forgive ourselves first, because you can't ask for something that has already been taken from you. You can't ask the oppressor to apologize. You can't ask the oppressor to pay reparations, because they're not. So we have to take it back. We need to take and own our history, and we have to do that with looking past slavery. It's not just slavery. Good. We have to know our history.
How would you feel if like a white person call you like an N-word for an example? Would you like say, "Oh my God," this, or you just say, you know, like
be calm?
Yeah, be calm about it.
First of all, if you're calling me that, then I already know that you're not as intelligent as you may think you are. Because the word, I'll say it because we're all black here. The word nigger actually comes from niggas, which is a word of calling each other kings and queens. So for me, I'm like, damn, okay, you're calling me a queen. You're calling me a king. Like, to me, I don't take it that way. I think that we've taken the word and we've transformed it into our own thing. We use it in slang. We use it everywhere. We use it to greet each other. To me, we took something and we repurposed it. I like it. Like, what's up?
Actually, what's up, my niggas?
That's how we talk. So I feel like it doesn't. Whatever they want to do, they're gonna try their hardest to belittle us. But I don't think it's so much deeper than that.
Here, let me actually.
I don't know.
Play the devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
I think in regards to the word, how it's spelled, like the original word, obviously Negus, it had a very, very powerful meaning, right? And I think that since obviously like the word has been taken, it lost the true meaning that it once was. You know what I mean? I think that especially when I was reading this article and they use it as like the decapitation of black people. Whereas, like, majority of the people that went into slavery, majority of the time, they were not going to be alive, you know what I mean? So they just took that, the original context and the original spelling, because they didn't know what it meant, you know what I mean? This is a word that we use to uplift our people and everything. But when they took that word, it really destroyed, like, a whole group of nation, you know what I mean? And I know that sometimes the word has been changed to where, yes, it's like we took back the word, right? But I think at the same time, I think the word still has like so much pain and it holds so much trauma to this day. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if it doesn't hold any type of trauma, why are you traumatized when a white man says it to you? Yes, it's a word that should uplift you and make you feel great about yourself, but it's not actually the original context of the word. You know what I mean? It got changed 3 times. Already, like, you're already thinking in your head, like, imagine, like, because obviously when our ancestors were going through this word and when they were being called the ER all the time, they hated the word, you know what I mean? They didn't want to even use that word anymore. So for me, it's almost like nowadays, looking back at it, I'm like, how would my ancestors feel if I used the word and I said, yeah, I took it back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I also think that because we call each other black, right? There's no black nation. You have European nation. You have Asian. You have Asia. But we need to start calling each other African. African. We originally spelt it with an A, not an I. And that was meaning because back then we didn't have these other terms, like we didn't have English. And English has taken words and created bastard versions of them. So I totally agree with you. Like, we definitely have to acknowledge that there is pain behind the word. But we also have to acknowledge that this is the English language. We spoke a whole other language. This English is a mixture of Latin, Greek, I don't know, like just every type of language is just mixed in and everyone takes it and uses it. And I feel like the English language is the root of racism because that's where it stems from.
Definitely.
It's in the English language. That's how we talk. We say the word nigger is English language. So.
Oh, but back to what you guys were talking about originally, about depression and everything, especially in black households. I think another thing I realized this like a long time ago when I was in elementary school. I think sometimes you don't realize that, especially when you spoke about the fact that we're in modern slavery. I think that was very, very important because right now, I think even our young ones are being enslaved. Not physically, but mentally. Just think about it. Every single year for Black History Month, what do you learn? You learn your people were slaves. They did not do anything. They were chained up. They were beaten. Every single year, if you're listening to that over and over and over, it puts you in a state of depression. It puts you thinking, oh, I can't do anything. I might as well just, go into the streets and start doing this and that because that's all I'm good for. That's what society wants of me, so that's what I'm going to do. But then it's like they won't tell you the great things that your people do have. You know what I mean? Yeah. The richest man, Mansa Musa. This man lived in the 13th century. And he had $400 billion. To this day, no man has ever beaten that record. You know what I mean? The richest man, a black man. Why is that not talked about? Why is that not spoken about with our young ones growing up? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like I saw something about hockey players and how it was a struggle for a bunch of black hockey players to be in the league, to be introduced in there because it wasn't a regular thing. And for example, one of them was PK Subban. I think he had a documentary about it as well. He was saying it was really tough for him to get through the whole situation because nobody would expect a black hockey player. It's rare. It's not really normal. But he was talking about how his struggles, even today, he still has some struggles with it because people just don't see it as a normal thing. They don't feel like he should be on the ice, this and that. It's still happening, in sports and many other different things.
For basketball too, same thing. Bill Russell, he was first for NBA coach, black NBA. The thing is, what I hate what they keep doing is they keep putting black. We get there. The thing is everything we do is they have to put black. I get it, right? Yeah. But at the same time, is it achievement? You don't have to even address, right? He doesn't want to be named as a black actor because it simplifies him, right? He doesn't want to be simplified just as a black actor. He wants to be called an actor, just an actor, just a playing one role. As I was calling an Asian guy Asian role, Jackie Chan, or he's an Asian actor. They like to simplify it, specify everybody, right? Instead of just putting it as a whole, an actor. That's why he never. That's why Idris always he never takes those roles. Even a lot of black actors take on roles as a white man, just so that they can they can show what they're capable of. Right?
I actually have a question for you guys. I don't know what we're gonna talk about after this, but how do you guys feel about being called African American or African Canadian?
For me, personally, being called, I'd rather be called African than African American or black, So I've really I've never really had anybody call me African American, but it's just black or African or my ethnicity,
Okay.
So
for me, I haven't really been called African American. No one's I'm just black.
That's the
really,
States.
they just
That's
call
only
me
in the
black,
States.
you're black. They won't say, for me though, you can say African American. I think, what about Afro Caribbean? There's so many Afro. Why can't we just be African? Why don't nobody want to be African no more? What happened?
Yeah, it's not.
To wanting to be back home. What happened to that? Just because I feel especially, for me, when I went back home, I went to Jamaica. They know I'm a foreigner. And they treat me different. They tax me more on everything. And I feel this whole thing about African, the way they display Africa being poor and all these things, it's disassociated us back west of what Africa looks like and what we don't even know the experience yet. We haven't even seen the place and we're already no. I'm African Canadian. I'm African American. Sorry.
I feel what you mean about that. How you were saying, when you were back home, they would
they treat you differently.
Yeah, because for example, back home, in Ethiopia, if you go over there and you're Ethiopian but you weren't born there, but you have that as your background, they'll know. They'll play around with you, they'll joke around with you, because they know that you're Ethiopian, but they know that you're not they feel like you're not 100% with our culture. Because they're oh, they're this person, you lived, you didn't have it rough, this and that, that's how they see it.
The thing is, they don't understand is even if you're born here, it's even tougher because what's it called? You're black first of all, you're from a different country. They don't think what's it called? You're born, even if you were born here, they don't even think you're born here.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But like back home, basically, like you're surrounded more around black people, right? So like over there, like I feel like we don't have to deal with it as much as we do like in this country, basically. For example, like we're gonna have to deal with a lot more situations like where there's like, you know, more racism and things like that, you know. But like it's honestly, I understand like how they can still like say like, you know, the culture is different and stuff like that, but like you know, it's just sometimes you got to accept it, you know?
Yeah, accept it.
And like, you know, at least we're coming back home. We're still trying to accept our old culture, you know, our parents' culture, where our parents are from.
100%. And I think it comes down to how we, like what you were saying about they're not showing us during Black History Month. Well, they gave us Black History Month, so they're giving us literally the tip of the iceberg. It's up to us to create those spaces. For when segregation was happening and we were creating Black Wall Street, for example, they burnt that down because we were actually doing something for ourselves. We were building our own hospitals, our own schools. We had our own community, and they didn't like that. We are more than capable of creating spaces that represent us, that don't talk about just slavery, but it's up to us. It takes one Black person or two or a group of us I should say Africans, because that's what we're saying, a group of Africans to come together to represent who we are. We can't ask somebody else to represent us because they represent themselves clear as day. We need to start representing ourselves for ourselves. You know?
One person have to take the step, right? Like, we have to push ourselves to our limits. Like even when we're being pushed back, we gotta push even harder. Because like even like with like the government doesn't want us to do this. So many things the government doesn't. But the thing is, they're trying to isolate us into like one little group or area. Say, yo, you guys can't do this, and push us back. Instead, people like to be. Don't want to push back at them, right? People are scared that the government could do this to them, right? But it's rather than take the risk and take a step like our ancestors before they took a step, we should follow in their step and push also and keep pushing for unlimited things, right? Because we can't just limit ourselves just to this, right? We gotta keep pushing and see where we can be, right? For our next generation too, we gotta represent what we're capable of and push forward.
Yeah, and we did speak about like the trauma, all of that, and I also want to know like how can we cope? I know you do yoga, so like we all have like trauma, right? And like how can we like open up and say, okay, let me have a conversation with you and actually open up? Because I know for me personally, it's hard to open up to my family even or my friends, man. So like, how can we as a whole try to be more like open and just have conversation like this and like or like
okay, sorry, I didn't know if you're done.
Go ahead,
I literally made a video today and I posted on Chat with Daisy actually, and I said we need to master listening before we can master speaking. We don't listen to each other. All we're doing is talking over each other. We don't hear each other. Everyone's coming from, I'm Canadian, so this is how we have it over here. This is how, like, you know, you have different groups. You have New York Black, I guess you could say. You have Miami. You have LA. You have Toronto. You have Calgary. There's all different types. We kind of all went out and created our own tribes, right? We need to sit down with each other and listen. I feel like that's where it needs to start, because if we're not listening, how can I help you? How could we help each other? How can we relate to each other? They've pinned us against the wall so many times against each other that we look at each other as enemies. I don't know if you guys watch Atlanta, but Donald Glover, he did the show Atlanta, and one of the episodes, it was a Black guy, and he opened up a sushi restaurant. And he's like, you guys don't want to support me just because I'm Black, but I'm doing everything the way the Asians would have done it. And they won't support him. They rather go to Popeyes across the street. Why aren't we supporting each other the same way everyone else is supporting each other? Where does the disconnect happen? For me, I love yoga. So I'm a person that likes to tap in through meditation. I feel like the best way to talk to yourself, to hear yourself, is complete silence. But complete silence can be in a room where it's super loud.
Loud, yeah.
So you just need to decipher your own voice. I think we all need to find our individuality within our own voices to be able to listen to each other. So I feel like it starts with listening.
I like that.
Yeah, I feel like with like people like with support, like even with like when they see like you're taking a risk, they want everyone, like your family wants to go through school, like do the ways what other people do instead of going outside your comfort zone, right? They always want you to stay in one role, like they always compare you with your friends, right? Oh, your friend does this, you should do that.
Should be like
or
that.
your
Yeah.
friend should. Oh, your friend's doing that, you should do that. Instead of for your family to help you, so they don't tell you, oh, you should do your own thing, or like if whatever you do, I'll support you, right? They say that something, but they don't really. Sometimes they just
They want you to be like
they
lawyers,
say it,
doctors, and all of that. Yeah.
they say
But
it, but don't support.
You don't want that.
Yeah, they want you to just take the route like as other friends, like white friend. If you have a white friend, they'll be like, oh, you should be you should do what they do.
Should
or
be like
something.
that.
Yeah, you should go to school and be a doctor or something. So like being like if you want to be an entrepreneur, like that's risky. You gotta
Don't
do
do it.
this. It's too much work. You should just go to school and work hard. And like they don't even know the background. Like school takes money from us no matter what. So we're putting our money into education that are not 100. It's not 100%.
You know what I say to education? This philosopher, I love to watch these things. I love to read. So he's like, oh, after you go to college, you get your receipt. And that receipt is that diploma. You paid for it. You paid for that piece of paper. And we hold it so near and dear is because we've only known what the Europeans have done. We don't know who we are. All we know is what they have done, and we've been following because we're like, well, what do we do now? Like, I guess this is the way to go. They seem like they're happy. They have a good household. But truth and be told, we had it better. So I feel like we need to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you guys ever just say, yo, fuck this country, let's just move back to Africa?
It's easy to say that, but you can live in two places at once. We put a lot of money into the Canadian economy as Black people. We need to start sending that money back home.
Back home, okay.
And that home is Africa. We all know that's where we all originated from. No matter where you're from, that's where you came from.
Caribbean, too.
Yes, everywhere. Yes.
Most Caribbean, they don't claim Africans, eh?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
know.
bad. It's so bad.
You're like the only one I know that actually claims, yo, I'm actually African.
Yes,
Most Jamaicans, bombo clap.
Just don't get canceled today.
Yeah, they get really offensive when we say African. Like they be
They're
like,
like,
where
yo,
does that come from?
it's like the
Yeah.
N-word to them, you know? If it's African, that's like
so
the N-word.
crazy.
Yes, I think in regard to your question though, I think this was something that I started thinking more about as I got older. Because I started realizing, you know, I was like, damn, like, I don't want my kids to go through that. You know what I mean? Like, I think, yes, home was actually bad, but I think it was only bad because of the parts that I was in. You know what I mean? There's certain parts of Africa I had the time of my life. You know what I mean? I was out here playing with my friends. And yes, I know these were going to say, oh my gosh, you had monkeys? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had one, actually. Stole my banana every day. You know what I mean? But when I tell you, I had the time of my life being back home.
Yeah.
And I think there was a sense of peace that I had. There was a sense of freedom. I knew I had nothing. I knew I had no dollar in my pocket. But I had Jesus and that monkey. But, you know. Well, you know, I had so much fun when I was honestly back home. And I realized I was like, here, I'm working 9 to 5 every single day for someone else. I'm not even working for myself. I'm helping someone else build their house, their mansions for their great grandkids and all these other things. But what about me? You know what I mean? What about me? You know what I mean? So and then I started thinking. I said, yeah, I understand here is great and everything, but I also think that being here makes a lot of Black people lost. You know what I mean? I think home is always going to be home, regardless of how far away you leave it and how far away you go. Especially since we used to be so great, like before, you know what I mean? Before everything, before colonization, before everything destroyed everything.
Yeah.
And I believe that we can make home just like that. You know what I mean? I remember last time I was actually talking to Nick, and I was like, and Nick was like, why don't we bring everything back home? We have all the, like, we could literally build what we, like, why are you staying here, Lucy? Why are you staying here right now? I said, man, I gotta work. I got a 9 to 5. I work at Wendy's. I don't work there anymore. You know what I mean? I said I gotta wake up and go to work, but I gotta get paid. I need
I gotta pay somehow, man.
You know what I mean? And he was like, "Is that money making you anything?" I said, "Yeah, I'm paying my phone bill. I'm doing quite well, actually. Not gonna lie." But and then I realized I'm actually not building anything for myself. But and then I also realized that I can literally do the exact same thing I'm doing here, but back home, with a lot less stress. I'm gonna work when I want to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that real peace is gonna be back home. Yes, here is great and everything, and Starbucks. You know what I mean? But KFC. No, some places do have KFC.
I love KFC.
And Popeyes. Not gonna lie, I'm going back home.
The deals,
Oh my God,
man. The
and
deals are
Church's
good.
Chicken. Have you guys ever been to Church's Chicken? I know this is completely off topic. Wow.
I'm a vegan, so
I said I might fall for Church's Chicken. I might just stay for Church's Chicken. Not gonna lie.
Oh gosh,
No,
can't relate.
I'm
Oh my god. I have a question. Quick question. Because you said I agree with this, going back home. But also, do you feel like I believe in affirmation? Words have power. Yes. If you say we were successful then, why aren't we successful now?
I think we're not successful now because a lot of people are still stuck in this enslaved mentality. And I think that once we actually get out of that state is when we're actually going to be free. Malcolm X actually talks a lot about being free and how freedom is literally within yourself. He once said, if you're not willing to die for that word, why are you fighting for it?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a very good question, though.
And and back home too, like you notice that they're literally like, no matter like how much they're stressing or anything, they're always like having fun. Like it's always like like literally no matter like how low you are, like doesn't matter like if you don't have money or anything, they're always having fun. They're always like they're always like stress free almost. You know what I mean? Even though they don't have like much. Like that's the thing that's needed more like around here too. Like we need to like just like let our mind free, like forget about our worries, and just like have fun and like live life. They don't even have much and they're able to do that.
So I think it's
crazy.
I think it's just warm. It's hot. I would be so happy if it was hot all the time.
You're just cold outside.
If it was hot, Jamaica, everyone's smiling, balling up, drinking a red stripe. I said, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to be.
I feel like because we normalize, because the government makes our mind think that we need money every time. Like, because it's funny you say, because they give us the money, right? They create the money, right? And they make us think that we need it to like live, and we do. But not but we also can still have fun. Like still even
live your life,
live your life no matter what. Because money can buy you things, but happiness is and just be free is something like that. Like it doesn't need money. You can be free. Like there's people out here free that have no money, just travel, do whatever they want.
I'm not gonna lie. I have more fun when I'm broke. Like
Julius,
you're more creative. You're more creative.
Is that because you depend on everybody else?
You're like, yo, I have to learn how to maneuver now.
Yep.
It makes you more like, yo, I'm broke today. What am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna go do this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is off topic. Are you broke right now?
Currently?
Speak your truth. Speak your
What's your bank
truth.
account looking
Speak
like?
your truth.
For the people that are watching.
And be careful.
What is broke? Is because if I'm broke, like, am I homeless?
Is your perception though. No, you're not.
Okay, so I'm good then. I'm not broke.
You're chilling.
Yeah, but I am broke, like in terms of if a girl asks, "Can you pay for my drink?"
He's only broke. Money
I'm
is
not doing that.
The money is the only part he's broke.
Yeah.
Remember, health.
Everything
is
else, he's good.
Oh, guys, okay. Just to move it over a little bit, guys. Actually, Julius, since we were just talking about broke, have you guys ever bought a girl a drink at a club, knowing damn well you were broke and you couldn't afford it? But she was pretty.
No,
so
no. I have money.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a story like that happen to me.
No offense. I will not spend my last dollar on a girl.
You're lying.
No.
He's lying.
Someone's lying.
Oh hell no.
Someone's lying.
Oh, someone's lying.
Cap.
No, I swear to God,
I'm
never
actually
bro
very
like that.
interested.
Over a girl, I would never go broke.
Cap.
Because the amount of women that actually go home with their full pockets filled up, they still have their money. They didn't spend a
The women are
dime.
good.
And all these men are just take my card.
Yo, I don't know how. Yo,
They go to the club without a wallet or anything.
actually
They
wild.
just have their ID.
Honestly, it's got to the point where I just show up, man. I just show up. I don't know what's going on. I'm
okay,
just
actually,
show up.
yeah, probably yeah, because we spend money on bottles and the girls finish it. Like, yeah.
Mosquitoes.
Them the like girls just drinking,
Don't even say
have
that.
their money in their
Don't
pocket.
even say that.
They just drink guys
That
out
is
of the
just
guy's
rude.
bottle and just leave, and we're just like we're broke.
It's like, that one ordered more bottles over there. Let's go over there.
Like, oh my
They
god.
just buzz, bro. They're quick. They teleport. They just disappear. They're automatic on the next booth.
I can't lie, I boot hop before. I boot hop.
Trust me.
I was at the club and my friend's like, yo, my friend got Casamigos over there. I said, okay, let's go. So we went over there.
Let me just go see what's there, you know? I know one person. Oh,
Check the
hi.
variety.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, very
Oh,
nice.
is that a Class A Azul right there?
Yo, is that Henny? Is that Henny? I'm running.
But, okay, real question, though. Why are men so reckless with their money in regards to women?
I think because
Let me answer that.
Act as if women do not make probably the same amount as you guys.
I just
But
think
you guys are out here.
we're drunk. First of all, we're drunk. We're influenced
not
on
even the
alcohol. Listen, if you're under alcohol,
Go
hey,
ahead.
what
Let's
is
go
you?
back on
You
topic. Let's go
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on topic. Let's go back on topic.
I didn't answer your question, no? Did I answer your question?
I'm not sure.
What question did you ask?
I'm not even sure. Oh, I said, have you guys ever spent your last dime
Oh,
at a club?
me,
Buying a
nah.
drink for a shorty.
I'm broke. Anyways, guys, so we both know that we've been through some hard times. We've had, me, I didn't know anything about stress until I came to this country, Canada. Literally. Like, I didn't know anything about stress. Literally.
Honest.
Jamaica's no worries. That's our policy.
Yeah.
buddy,
No worries.
yeah, even back home to they're
Like-
living, they're chilling. They're just
No
vibing.
worries over here.
First class.
I don't belong here, and that's why I need to
Yeah.
cut.
Julia, so why are you here? If you don't belong here, that's a good question. Why are you still here?
Why am I here?
Yeah, why are you here?
I don't know. That's a good question. Still, to pay rent, bills.
Oh gosh.
Let the
Just pay the
system-
government technically. You take it, just pay the government.
Yeah.
To still make money for the
gosh.
government.
If I had a choice, I would just cut, but
the
I
taxes.
can't. Like, I have kids here.
What?
Julius.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
What? I didn't know all this.
I'll play.
Damn, well, we were talking in the car, and I said, Julius, so when are we gonna have your wedding? He said, in approximately 5 to 7 years. I said, aren't you gonna be close to 30?
I am. I get
Past
married in my
30.
30s too.
Past 30.
I ain't no
Nah.
rush to marriage. Marriage is like
Your
a
kid's gonna be
yeah.
taking you to senior home.
huh?
Let me ask this though. I love that you are like an entrepreneur. Like, you do your own thing. You don't settle for the 9 to 5. So, what advice do you have for those who are like me? I want to own my own thing in the future. So, what advice do you have for me? Some hardships or some advice?
I think the biggest thing that has been my virtues are just patience and longevity. Patience being patient, and longevity understanding that the process is not going to happen tomorrow. You'll have the days where you get this, I get a client and it's so great, and then you'll have a month where you have no clients. Or you'll have a bunch of sales, or you'll have, for me, modeling, I'll get some gigs, and then I won't. So I feel like the best advice I can give is that you're going to cry. You're going to get upset. It's going to get hard, and you're going to feel like you want to quit sometimes. But if your why just needs to be your rock. If your why is literally you want to be free, you want to travel, you want to, I don't know, for me, it's help my people. Like, spread the word and really be around my community and the youth. There's nothing that can change that. No matter how hard it gets, you have to make sure that you are in this there has to be no backups. When I say no backups, like, you
No
can't be
plan B.
like, for me at least, kudos to everyone that's working a whole full-time job and running their business. But it's just not for me. I'm a person that I'm in it, and this is what I said I'm going to do, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to be through the hard times. I'm going to be through the good times. I am not going to settle. Like, this is it. So make sure that you are in it for the right reasons, not in it for money, because money will burn out quick. And make sure you're in it for something that you're truly passionate about, something that's going to make you happy, that something is going to last the test of time. And once you get past that threshold, then you'll start to realize, you know what? I have nothing to worry about, because it always works out. It will always work out. Even when it doesn't seem like it will, it will. I promise.
Even though people don't support you, you just got to keep going.
It's not about that's the thing though, is that you can't I don't look at love, and I look at love and hate the same. In the sense that if I'm taking in too much love, my ego is gonna start raising. But if I take in too much hate, then I'm gonna reside in my lower self and become depressed and stressed. I listen to the voice in here. I listen to myself. Whatever advice I give myself or positivity I give myself is more powerful than anything outside of me could ever give me. That's just me, though. Like, I feel like I had to come a long way to get there, because sometimes the negative overpowers the positive. But you have to realize that the positive feels way better than the negative.
The negative, for sure.
And when you feel that positive, it's like, I want more of that.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand that there's waves and cycles. You're going to have to be down sometimes in order to feel truly what it feels to be happy. So that's the advice I give y'all.
I love that.
I love that. Yeah.
I'm quitting my job.
You don't even have to quit your
do it,
job.
bro. I quit my job. I said, listen.
Wait, how long have you been doing this? Like,
Well, I was working in
Like, for-
Moxie's for like a year, and I quit almost. I've been like working for myself for a year and 2 months.
And how do you feel?
How you feel, right?
You're more happy now than
I'm
you were
more
at
happy,
Moxie's?
but bro,
Yes.
money's tight. Like
Yes.
everything is going to the business.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me, and I feel like, but that's okay because it is for me because the business is me.
It's you,
So
yeah.
I'm constantly pouring into myself, into my knowledge. That's why I'm always reading. I'm always trying, even on the times where I don't have anything to do, I'm still taking in some type of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time to be wasted on this journey, and no matter what, I'm always doing some. So
I love that for you. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
What do you got going
Your inspiration,
on
man.
besides working at Wendy's?
I don't work at Wendy's anymore.
Oh,
Why?
you got fired?
Anyways, we're not talking about that. I hate everybody at Wendy's. Kidding. Kidding. I actually still go visit them. Anyways.
Yeah.
As it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever I go, they do give me fries and stuff. So, you know what I mean?
Yo, they give you a discount. They give you a discount, huh?
I'ma still go. Keep the fries coming. I'ma still go. Need a drink while you're at it. I'm there.
Yo, I'm dead.
Sorry, what was the question?
I forget still.
Explain your entrepreneurship journey and like the trials and
Yeah.
tribulation. What advice would you give to people that is on the similar journey as you?
Honestly, I think the best advice I've ever given myself was be yourself. Always be true to yourself. I think that I feel like you fail more when you're not yourself.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I remember this one YouTuber always says, if you're not yourself, who's gonna be you? You know what I mean? And then I'm just looking at, just this vessel just living there as someone else. It's not you. You know what I mean? That's scary. Yeah. But honestly though, I think especially for like young black kids growing up, I think the one thing there's many things I can tell you, but remember that you can do a lot more than you think. You know what I mean? You are born from greatness, and greatness you will continually be. You'll always thrive. And yes, you might work 2 times harder or whatever, but at the same time, you're unique. You're not built for something simple. Simplicity is actually stupid, if anything. For anyone that's simple, do not attack me.
All right.
But yes, that's what I would say.
I like that. You guys have any questions for them? Yeah.
Well,
I love that for you still. So yoga, can you show us some of your routine right now?
What?
Yeah,
Juice, you want to be canceled so bad.
I'm actually stressed right now. You don't even know how much stress I have right
No,
now.
you need meditation.
maybe some meditation.
Show us some like
Sounds like you
I
might
can
meditation
we can do
idea.
a meditation session.
yeah.
But yoga, we need to move the table, everything.
and all this
gotta
stuff.
move.
And you gotta
Yeah.
be properly dressed, Julius.
Because we're closing out soon, so I
Okay.
want to leave on a good note with good energy.
Okay.
lovely.
Okay.
So
okay,
let's do
everyone-
some.
All right. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If not,
Okay.
you can have a soft gaze. Okay.
All right.
So meditation is not about completely clearing your mind. It is about guiding your thoughts to where they should be. It's like cleaning up your room, putting things back where they need to be.
Okay.
So take a deep breath. Hold at the top of your breath and exhale. Completely exhale everything out. Inhale again. Exhale.
That felt delicious.
You know, it's crazy. We can keep going, but
Yeah.
it's
I
crazy
like the taste
because
of air.
Yeah.
it's crazy because a deep breath can change your mood in a second.
Yeah, it's so simple but very effective, you know?
It is. And I'm actually getting
Yeah.
Bro.
Because Mo doesn't know how to breathe. Like,
Oh my god.
I'll breathe the air.
Breathing
I'm breathing.
all of his life, I'm assuming.
nah, he doesn't know how to breathe
Or did he miss a
properly,
few
you know?
breaths on the way?
I have a nose for a reason, the big one, so.
Yeah, he takes up all the air right now. I'm trying to grab some.
All right.
Julius,
But,
please save us some air. Oh my.
but I just want to say thank you guys so much
Of course.
for coming on this podcast. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having me.
And if you guys want to leave anything like to the audience, like any advice, let them know right now.
Okay, I will say this. You are and you will. That's it.
You are and you will.
You are and you will. Not you will be, but you will and you are. Because we love to say that, oh, one day or maybe.
Yeah.
No, you are and you will. And say that with power in your voice. The more power you put in the straighter your spine,
and you will.
the more that affirmation or prayer or however you want to manifest your greatest desires, the more easier it will come to you. That's what I'd say.
You are getting a beard tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Keep saying, and then one day she's gonna have a full beard.
Exactly.
Watch.
I'm gonna grow my hair out. You are gonna grow your hair out.
Yo, okay, bet. How about you? What do you want to
They
leave?
sell them on eBay and everything else. You can get it tomorrow.
I know, but
The
I want.
technology these days is crazy.
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to say thank you guys so much for having me. It's been an honor to even be here, even though I'm a very busy woman. It's honestly so great to like see you guys start and then seeing how you guys actually continued and you know the motivation, how you guys are always here and everything. That's a lot of dedication as well. So I want to say you guys keep going. You guys are doing such a great job.
Thank
you guys are being great role models.
Amazing.
And I just want to say continue. And I'm very proud of you guys.
Thank you.
We see you. We see you.
We see you.
We see you.
We don't hear that often, so thank you guys.
Thank you.
For recognizing our hard work.
hardworking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys.
We're hardworking
yeah.
black men.
So
Come on.
you guys can shout out your Instagram. What your whatever you do, yoga thing.
Okay, well, everything is linked to MissDaisy.ss. It's MissDaisy.ss. Everything's in my bio. So if you want my chatting with Daisy, Safe Haven Magazine, for all the creatives out there, if you want to be in a magazine that's completely free, submit your work. We're doing everything. So submit your stuff. And what else? And that's it.
Yeah. And follow her at Wendy's. Okay, guys? Bye. We out. Transfer Podcast.
Do not get canceled. All right, guys. You can follow me at Lucius. How did I forget my own?
At Wendy's. Lucius.ca.
No, at Lady Lucius. That's lady.lucius on Instagram. Or you can also follow my braiding page, which is braids_by_Lucy. And you can also follow.
I'm going to put it right there.
Oh, lovely. Okay, let me continue. I'm not done yet.
All right.
Anyways, I got one more.
And
you can also follow me and my friend's podcast, actually. Is The Talk on Instagram. It's just The Talk. So we'll see you guys there.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Thank you, guys.
Gang.
Bye.